Hallå! Första i chatten, first in chat. Hello, whoever you are, welcome to tonight's stream. Alright. So, I am going to get right into it. It was a little bit more of a late night stream than I would have liked today. I'm usually I will try to go for around like 8. The trick though is that Mondays from now on and a few weeks up from now is Game of Thrones day, of course, which I guess many of you know. So every Monday, people are gonna watch Game of Thrones. I'm gonna watch Game of Thrones. Might be hard to get home from work, watch the episode, and also stream before 8 o'clock. So this is a little bit later than I would like to. I would like to do it around 7, 8. So the thing is, I might actually, while Game of Thrones is running, I might change the stream day to Tuesday. I know. It's you want the Monday stream to get you, to soothe you, to ease you into the week. But you will have Game of Thrones instead. I just feel it's a little bit hard to fit them both into your Monday night, right? So that's probably what I'll do until Game of Thrones is over. Anyway, it's only 7 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, something like that. So not too much. So you, the one person in watching, you could let me know who you are in the chat. It's always nice to know who is watching. We'll have a little bit of a rapport going on, exclusive, you and me. So anyway, without further ado, I will slumpifiera. What's the word? Randomize the game that is the game I'm going to play today. So, as you faithful viewers already know, then you know it's time to pick up the trusted old game, the Steam Librarian's letter and number randomizer, which is right here. Here we have it. So, for those of you who don't know, this is the Steam Librarian. It's me. It's just a name for this stream. That's what it is. The premise of this streaming series is that I have a huge Steam library, and I bought loads and loads and loads of game over years and years of Steam sales, weekly deals. You know how it is. It's the holiday sale, the weekend sale, the autumn sale, Halloween sale, spring sale, summer sale. Too many games, and I'm never playing any of them. I never take the time to play them. So I thought I should make a streaming series where I play through my whole Steam library, just to get through them basically, and to play all these great games that I know I have. I know there are a lot of great games in that Steam library. That's why I bought them in the first place, because I thought they looked good and interesting. But I just haven't been taking the time to try them all. So that's the point of this streaming series, basically, to play them all through, one at a time, try them out, not maybe finish all of them, but give every game a good try, and basically, play them through and try them out, and talk a little bit about them. That's about it, and maybe you will find a good game that you like and that you find that you wouldn't have found otherwise. That's the only that I ask for. If someone finds out something, a game that they like through this stream, that's great, So just to make so that I don't have to do everyone in order, because it would be just A for a year, not a year, but it will be A for several months. I'm gonna randomize it so that I just pick a random one from the Steam list. So first I'm gonna randomize the letter. And then I'll check how many Steam games I have beginning with that letter. And that number, I'll put in that number in the number randomizer, and then I'll randomize the numbers. So that would be the game that I will choose. So, without further ado, hello in the chat, Freak Giraffe. Nice to meet you. I'll answer in Swedish. Nice to have. I don't think I know you, because I know some of my friends are watching a little bit, but. If it's nice that some people that I don't know personally, if you found your way here, or maybe Freak Giraffe, your profile is just a nick for someone I know. I don't know. So, anyways, I'm not gonna talk a little bit more. I'm gonna randomize the letter. So today, the game is gonna start with K. K. That's pretty interesting. I have some good. Games beginning with K, I think. Okay, you're not the person I know. But anyway, nice to meet you. And nice that you have found the stream. So, anyways, I'm gonna go here right into... So, we'll go away from... hang on. We'll go away from the number randomizer. Sorry, I just have to get Steam up for you. Sorry, this is not the point. Sorry. So here we go. So Steam. Okay, here we go. So here we have the Steam library. I'm gonna get my camera up here as well. So let's check out the letter K. So here is all the games, alla spel, that means all the games in Swedish. And we'll go down to K. So, what we have is Cairo, Kathy Rain, Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes, Cull Pillars of the Earth. I've tried some of these. Okay, I'm just gonna count them anyway. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9, and I've tried a few of these games actually to try them out, but I'm gonna play some of them. I'm gonna play them from the beginning anyway. And these are all great games. So any which one of these that it's gonna be, I'm pretty excited because it's all some pretty good, interesting games. One note only there: Kingdom and Kingdom New Lands. This is, from what I know, Kingdom is the first, and Kingdom New Lands is like a classic, like a sequel. Or like an update. So for the sake of it, I'm gonna count it as 8. So if it's Kingdom, I'm gonna start with the first and then play the second one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if it's a 6, then it's Kingdom. I'll start with Kingdom Classic and then I'll go to Kingdom New Lands. But that's only if it is a 6. So let's go back to the letter randomizer and see. So we have 8 numbers, 8 games. Which one? Number 2. Number 2 of those 8. So that's not Cairo, but this game, Kathy Rain. That's great. Great game. So as you can see, I'm gonna install it right away. So it's only 511 megabytes, so it's gonna be really fast. So as you see, I've played 24 minutes of it. It's a small adventure game, point and click, in like a pixel art style. I played it because I think I heard a Swedish game podcast talk about it, and that it was a good like kind of detective, point and click adventure game, like kind of an old school adventure game in that way. And the little of that I played, I kind of enjoyed. It's one of those games that I've been like meaning to play more of, but I haven't just put aside the time, which is exactly the point of this streaming series. So Kathy Rain, it's already finished downloading. I'm just gonna go real quick and say who's developed it. Oh, see here, it's dark for you again. You can't see anything, but okay. Anyway, the developers are called Clifftop Games, and it's published by Swedish publisher actually, Raw Fury, publishing some real great indie games. and it's actually at 80% off right now. So it's only $2.99 right now. Or normal price is $14.99, so €15. But right now it's only €3. So if you like this game, you know, support your local game developer. Give it a try. It's only €3. So not even the cost of a beer, you know. So give it a shot. That's always my kind of philosophy. Why I've bought so many games. Like, oh, it's 80% off, €3. It's only the cost of a beer, or 2 cartons of milk. It's a whole game. Why shouldn't I buy it? So that's why the Steam library is of the size that it is. But anyways, I'm gonna stop talking and I'm gonna start playing. So, play. So, might be just a heads up, because I'm doing this randomizing thing, it's always a little bit tricky with aspect ratios and stuff like that. So, might be that, you know, I have to do some settings before this looks the way it's supposed to look. So hang on, now I'm starting up. But you gotta follow from me, drop by next time. Good luck in December, have fun. Remember, thank you, Freak Giraffe. Thank you. Nice that you found your way here. So let's see what's happening now with Catherine. I'm having it's not really launching. This is the problem with installing it live. If I would have had like installed it previously, I could have made sure that this was set up properly. Okay, I think it just didn't really launch at all. I'm gonna try to just launch it again, really. Right? Okay, something is off with the... Okay. Okay, running. It says here it's running, but let's see. It says preparing to launch. Okay, so hang on 1 second. I think I just need to like kill the running version of it and get back. So I don't know really where it is though. Let's see. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll just restart Steam and get back. So, sorry for this little delay. I think it was because I started it and I tabbed out like immediately, which kind of made the game not happy. That's the way it is, especially when you want to capture it. Okay, so let's hit play, and might be that you don't see it right away, but don't worry, I will fix it right up for you. So okay, now I have Clifftop Games, Raw Fury, Catherine, a detective is born. So here's the main menu. Let's see how this looks for you guys. So here we go. So this should be the game. Do you see this at all? Let's see. So I don't really know if you see this. Let's see. Could I do it like... Could I get it to... It's English. Oh yeah, so okay, so you see it. But anyways, this is the actual aspect ratio that, like, this is how it looks. Oh, okay, here we go. Here we have full screen. Perfect. Okay. So, Catherine looks nice. And I think the music kind of dies when I tab out. I think the music kind of dies. But it looks very, exactly this kind of old school point and click game from like sometime in the 90s. Has this kind of it's drawn cartoony, but has this kind of realistic feel to it. That it's not like Monkey Island, Green Fandango. That's like all out cartoon style. So it's more kind of a going for like a realistic graphic novel kind of style. But anyways, I'm gonna start playing. I think this is really just like a very typical point and click game. I think it's maybe perhaps even done in Adventure Game Studio. I would guess. Looks very much like that. Adventure Game Studio, for those of you who don't know, it's a game development software which you can use to make it's very specifically made to do adventure games of this kind of point and click style, with like a third person avatar from the side kind of going around. You click here and then it moves there, and you have these kind of use, pick up, look at, those kind of classic interactions. So it's very much built for those kind of experiences specifically, to create those kind of games specifically. You can't really do anything besides that. But if that's the kind of game you want to make, then Adventure Game Studio is like a really good and very simple tool that's very simple to learn and very like easy to use. And you can do a lot of stuff without any real kind of coding. So a lot of great games that I've played have been done by it, like Gemini Rue, a great point and click kind of neo-noir Blade Runner-ish game. For example, it's made by that game. Another called I think Resonance, which is like also like a kind of thriller drama with like 4 different characters that you follow. Also done with that. So really good engine. If that's I'm just guessing, but it's a very good engine. But anyways, Catherine, I'm gonna jump in and get to playing. So we're gonna play a new game. All right.
Hey, you.
Christian. Hey. Oh, I have to click.
Hey. Oh, man.
So she's hungover, or what's the? She's a rocker, I can tell.
Oh, God, this is so comfy. I'm just gonna lie here and suffocate on my own vomit now. I had a thing I wanted to tell you. Uh-huh. This room sure looks different when it's spinning.
Okay, so it's very obvious that these
So I was
these
browsing
two.
through the used book ads in the paper when I...
Listen, Eileen, I'm totally excited.
They're kind of
about
roommates in
right
college,
now,
I
but-
guess, or maybe just
Wait,
roommates.
hear me out. So I noticed this article about a war veteran from Conwell Springs who just died. I remembered that you used to live there and everything, and...
Oh, how I wish for joyful, blissful sleep.
And get this! His name was Joseph. Joseph Rain.
What did you just say?
You knew him, right? I knew it! I knew you'd know him.
Oh, okay. So just really quick about these two. It's very kind of like they are total opposites, both like visually and like personal wise. So she's obviously some kind of rocker gal, the little stud here and the black hair, and kind of she's been out drinking, partying all night, and then you have the two goody shoes kind of roommate. Who's you see she's no makeup, you have tons of makeup, Christian, red ginger, but they have a kind of nice little thing going on. Okay, so it's my grandfather Joseph who died, war veteran. So what's the angle here? Should I be like open, or like I don't know what to talk about? It's kind of hard to go back and forth out into the chat here, but I'm trying. But anyways, I'll go for like this semi approach. I haven't seen it's like opening
I
up,
haven't seen him since I was
but
a
not
kid,
telling everything.
a lifetime ago.
I have to click.
Hey, wait a minute. I never told you where I grew up.
Oh, well, I might have sort of looked you up.
A stalker warning.
That is not cool, Eileen. Seriously.
I just couldn't help myself.
Well, one of these days you're gonna help yourself to a restraining order. I'm just telling you this as
Yeah,
a
yeah.
friend.
We all know Eileen,
I know.
Respect private boundaries, Eileen.
Oh, anyway, you should know that the funeral is tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you gonna go?
I don't know. Good night, Eileen.
Good night, Kathy.
Okay. So my grandfather died. Anyway. Okay. Okay. September 25th, 1995. So okay, so in the 90s.
Oh God, make it stop.
Oh fuck. That is annoying. Okay, but can I interact at least? Okay, now I can. This is definitely Adventure Game Studio. Okay, this is a good. Do you really want to interact with this? Turn it off.
Look, hi Cat, since it's such a long drive, I set the alarm so you won't miss the funeral. Thank me later. E.
Oh,
I'm so getting a new roommate.
yes. I hate her already.
Well, I guess I should get going. I'm late enough as it is.
Okay, I'd really just have to make sure this is off, because I thought this would be good to have turned on, because then I could take pauses whenever I felt it was necessary, but this is way too annoying to have to click every time, so let's go. Okay, so 1995, and she's kind of like some kind of grunge rocker girl, or woman, I don't know how old she is. Okay, so this is the room, and it's nice. It's a very good attention to detail that the artist has put in here. You have the computer and poster. You can kind of see, you both see their different sides of the room. It's very clear and very kind of specific touches that tells their personality. But yeah, it's nice. I like the art. It's really nice, and this character as well. You just from looking at her, you realize what kind of person she is right away, and just that the contrast between the two of them. She's been I've been reading through the paper for used books, blah blah. She comes home after a night of drinking, So, anyways, let's have a look around.
Random band poster.
All right.
Pulp Fiction. Love that flick.
Oh yeah, so oh yeah, you can see that this is Pulp Fiction actually. You see it in a very, very low poly version. So that came out 94, so it's only
Pulp Fiction. Love that flick.
So it's very recent.
The Thing. One of my favorite horror movies.
Ah, The Thing. So she's kind of into movies and what we today would see cult stuff she's into already. So look at
Our room
phone.
phone. It's got an external line.
That's no mobile phones 95, that's right. It's always good to set detective games, in the 90s or before the age of mobile phones anyway. This is an old truth, I guess a lot of you know.
I borrowed it from school. She takes a bunch of computer classes.
But it's always kind of interesting to play things, to see things in this era where there is computers and there are computers and there are
super fancy apparently.
Yeah.
A fact which Eileen loves to remind me of.
And there are computers and stuff, but they're just so kind of a novelty and kind of new and kind of no one really knows how to use them. And I think it's also just because of a lot of game developers today they grew up in kind of, this is their childhood, you had a computer which was super slow but it was really cool, and everything like that. So okay, so think about that's actually an interesting new action that's not in a lot of these adventure games. Usually you have look at or examine, and then you have use, or you have maybe pick up. But this think about is actually a bit different. So that kind of shows.
Helped me get rid of my last two roommates.
All right.
My electric guitar. Got it cheap from a lesbian I met at a concert. Good times.
Okay, so it's you're really supposed to know oh wow, she's hanging out with lesbians
Messy.
at concerts.
Just
Then
the way I like
she's
it.
really edgy.
Messy.
Messy, just to make it. Yeah.
Messy. Just the way I like it.
Yeah, so it's very much the punk rocker girl persona.
Looks handcrafted. Probably something she made in woodworking class. Well, either her or one of her 12 siblings.
Okay, she seems very Christian, in that way that you can only be in America.
There's a note for today. Set alarm clock for Kathy. Can't have her miss the funeral.
Okay, so now I got the achievement procrastinator. So that kind of is the
I'm
game.
fairly sure it's about some guy who falls in love with his golden retriever.
So that's probably the game telling me to get a move on.
Makeup check, hair check, horrible mood, and contempt for humanity check.
But I really like this think about action though, that they've added a think about action, because then you have the examine, which is usually think about, or like you look at it and say what you see. But this is actually there's this is a nice little. Okay, so this is like the kind of travel view. So like when I'm going between places. So then I'm just going to the cemetery. Okay, but anyways, the think about is then it's more kind of like a reflection about that object and what it meant or whatever, and look at it's more like maybe just saying what's there, like saying what you actually see. Although the look at was like I got it from a lesbian in the concert. The think about what was helped me get rid of my last two roommates. So it's kind of similar. It's both are think
God,
about
I
it.
really need a smoke.
Okay.
Does anyone object?
Uh-huh.
Guess not. Dead people rule.
So she's kind of charming. She's very like she's very like overly written to be like cool rebel person, you know. But you kind of like it. Okay, wow, now it's the funeral, wow.
You're gathered here today to honor a person of great integrity.
Okay.
A pillar of the community and a decorated war hero. His name was Joseph Irving Rain. We all remember his warm heart, his compassion, and his eagerness to help others. His passing, while our loss, is surely heaven's gain. Now we entrust our brother Joseph to God's mercy. We commit his body to the ground, earth to earth, ashes to ashes, dust to dust, in sure and certain hope of the resurrection to eternal life through our Lord Jesus Christ, who will transform our frail bodies so they may be conformed to his glorious body, who died, was buried, and rose again for us.
Yep.
To him be glory forever. Amen.
Would I know all these people? Like if he was my grandfather, do I know who these people are?
Oh, Kathy, you big baby. Just talk to her.
Yep. Yeah, just talk to her. That's good.
Conwell Springs. Looks smaller than I remember it.
Okay, so am I from here? Think about. So look smaller.
Never thought I'd return to this place.
So it's kind of more the think about. It's nice. It's kind of more like inner reflection, and look at this more what you see. So I really like this kind of that you have this think about. Well, let's see how they use it. But
Mary Elizabeth Rain, my grandmother on my father's side.
all right, that's what I would have guessed.
Rest in peace, Grandpa. I wish things could have been different.
Different in what way?
The coffin is lowered, but the grave hasn't been filled up yet.
Yeah, so that shows exactly the difference. How they should use it. I hope they use it like that. So look at
the coffin is lowered, but the grave hasn't been filled up yet.
Yeah, like observation of like just the vision, what you see,
Rest in peace, Grandpa.
and this more emotional,
I wish things could have
personal
been different.
reflection. So anyway,
Excuse me, Mrs. Rain?
Have we met, hon?
oh, she looks so nice,
It's me.
grandma.
It's Catherine.
Catherine? Who?
You don't recognize me? I guess it's been a while. I might be a bit taller than you remember me.
So why did she leave though?
Bless my soul. Look at you all grown up. Oh,
This is
how I
really
wish
nice.
Joseph could see you now finally coming home.
Let's hope he can. Wherever he is.
Hmm.
A comforting thought, dear. Lord, how long has it been? 10 years? 15?
Yeah, why has she been
15
alone?
sounds about right. I was 6 when Mom took me away.
Okay, mom took me away.
Goodness, we have some catching up to do with
So
that.
she's 21 now then.
Everything.
That kind of so.
Listen, I'm not quite ready to leave yet, but why don't you join me at the house in half an hour?
Sure, I'd love to. I passed it on my way here. It shouldn't be too hard to find.
I'll see you soon then. I'm so glad you found your way back home. I can't wait for us to have a chance to talk.
Same here. See you in a bit.
Okay. Well, notebook, stun gun. Oh, wow. So she can defend herself. Zippo lighter, cool. Pack of cigarettes, cool. Okay. So can I?
I haven't written anything in it yet.
Ah, okay. So it's gonna be filled as I go. So you can combine stuff.
I'll write down clues in this as I find them.
I love that she's. It's very obvious that this is for later, but she's already talking about clues, even though I haven't. It's not even a case yet. It's just my grandfather died. So, okay, so I haven't seen Grandma since I was 6, obviously. Should I, like...
Mary Elizabeth.
Okay. Anyway. It's kind of also like, why doesn't she go with her, like, at once? She's like, oh, I haven't seen you in 15 years, and I was 6. But okay, she wants a moment. Okay, I guess that's fair.
Family mausoleum. The family must have been fairly rich. Those things don't come cheap.
So maybe this is like a planting of something, like Price. The Price family mausoleum. That family must be rich. Okay, hello,
I'm
priest.
sorry for your loss.
Thanks.
If you wish to find God, the Church of the Holy Trinity is always open to you.
Is that so?
Here, have a brochure. It's never too late to turn away from the path of sin.
Yeah, what makes you so sure I'm on a sinful path, Father? Judgy, very judgy guy.
And what makes you so sure I'm on a sinful path, Father? Wouldn't you say that prejudice is but a small step from the 7 big ones?
Yeah.
I simply meant that
Burn.
you are a sinful creature's child. I hope to see you at the church.
Don't get your hopes up, buddy.
I'll pray for you. I wish you comfort in this time of grief.
I don't know what to make of him. If he's like sincere. I'm not gonna go into religion, but I always get a little bit skeptical. Okay, so now we have a new location. So I could go back there, I guess. Like, let's just see what happens. What happens if I go back there? Can I see something that wasn't there before? Maybe there's like an Easter egg thing going on. I will be quick. Then. Hello. Okay, so I can view all of them. And now it's filled up, basically. Okay, so that's the...
Rest in peace, Grim. The grave is brimming with flowers.
That's nice. Okay. But, okay, so she said that, okay, I wish that things could have been
No
different.
reason to go in there.
No, that's true.
A family. It says...
Price. I think that's like some kind of planting. Anyways, she said she wishes things would have been different. So maybe it was like some kind of falling out between her mother and father, because this is her grandparents on her father's side, and she said her mom took her and left. So I guess maybe her parents split up. Is that what she wishes it could have been different? We'll find out.
Grandma, anybody home?
This is such a nice attention to detail in all of these scenes, in all of these interiors. Look at this. This red horse. This is a Swedish horse. It's a Swedish, what do you call it? It's like a handcraft thing. It's from one specific part of Sweden, from Dalarna. It's a region of Sweden. It's very traditional kind of craft in Sweden. So does that imply that this family is perhaps of Scandinavian descent, perhaps?
This paint looks fresh. Grandma must have had this restored recently.
That should have been looked at, not think
Cute
about.
red horse. It's some old Swedish thing, I think.
That's very correct. Maybe it's a Swedish developer that's made this. Because the publisher is Swedish, at least, the Raw Fury. So maybe the developers are also
Nice
Swedish.
black leather coat. Right up my alley. Nice black...
Okay, it's...
An old wheelchair. Not too dusty. Probably used recently.
So maybe that was the grandfather's.
Huh. Never seen this around. Grandpa must have used it towards the end.
Right.
A small table lamp.
Phone book.
These should come in handy when I need to make calls.
Yeah, okay, I kind
Some
of get it.
kind of winter forest scene. I've always wondered if it's supposed to be Conwell Woods or not.
Okay, so let's...
Dog fighting. Grandpa used to love that stuff.
Yeah, so he was a war veteran as well. So it's kind of like these coats, like,
Nice
oh,
black leather
like better coat.
Right up my
Like,
alley.
okay, now I'm kind of like, I get it. She's a rocker, I get it. Like, you don't have to be overly about it. But anyways, she's still a nice character though. I like it.
Hello, dear. I
was just wondering what took you so long.
Sorry, I couldn't resist taking that old wheelchair for a spin. Oh, don't give me that look. I put it back.
You haven't changed one bit. Always kidding around, just like when you were little. Come, have a seat. We have so much to talk about.
This is not like the usual game opening. Like talking with your grandmother about your childhood
Tell
memories.
me about your life in the city.
Oh, there's not much to tell. I'm going to school for journalism. It's my second year. I ride a motorcycle in case you missed it there out front.
Ah, that's right. Just like your father.
Yeah, I suppose.
I must ask, have you heard anything from
So
your
it's
father?
kind of a falling out with the father.
Anything
Yeah.
at all?
No, nothing since he bailed way back then.
That's what's
Suspected as
happened.
much. He disappeared without a trace.
Oh.
No matter, that's ancient history. How's Sharon then?
Oh. Sharon, so I guess that's my mother. I'm gonna be upfront. Okay, so my mother is in a mental institution. But my father left, but she said he disappeared without a trace. Maybe we have a missing persons mystery coming up. Maybe.
Mom is... I had her committed to a place where she could get some real help. I just couldn't take it anymore.
I'm sorry to hear that. In spite of everything that happened when she took you away.
Yeah, about that. I'm sorry I didn't visit sooner, Grandma. Mom, she told me all these horrible lies about you and Grandpa. When I was old enough to understand what she was doing, I felt like it was much too late.
It wasn't your fault, dear. You were a child. I'm just happy that you're here now.
Me too. So, what about you? How have you been doing all these years?
I've been lonely ever since the accident. There's no denying that.
What accident?
Goodness gracious. Of course you don't know. She took you away before it all happened.
Don't know what.
I will never forget that dreadful day. August 16th, 1981. It was the middle of the night when Sheriff Truman knocked on our door. He had Joseph.
Oh, Sheriff
with
Truman,
him.
that's just like in Twin
I
Peaks.
couldn't
It's
even recognize Joseph.
it's
at
called
first. All dirty and wet
Sheriff
with
Truman.
an awful blank stare on his face.
Oh.
Like his soul had been ripped from his body.
Oh.
Since that day, he never spoke a
Really?
word. Forever
For 14
confined
years.
to a blasted wheelchair.
Wow.
Really? For all this time?
Since 81, and now it's 95.
It came as a shock to all
She
of
hasn't
us.
had anyone
That's
to talk
horrible,
to.
Grandma. I'm so sorry.
That's really horrible.
Thank you, dear.
Incident in 81. Okay, our first note.
Why do you think Grandpa suddenly
Okay, I
left
can
that
ask her
night
about
in
that.
81?
I haven't the faintest idea. He acted very peculiar not long before it happened, disappearing for hours at a time. At first, I even suspected he was having an affair.
Yeah.
When I asked him about it, he just said he was chasing old demons. It must have had something to do
Okay,
with
so
the
now we're starting to get into a mystery. Right?
What do the doctors have to say about Grandpa's condition?
persistent vegetative state. That's what they call it.
Okay, so he's
I've
like in
heard
a
of it by now.
kind of
One doctor
yeah,
said it
a
was
vegetable.
stroke. Another claimed it was a seizure. The third hack tried to sell it off as a severe infection. It's all a load of tripe. I had an MRI performed on Joseph. It's one of those state-of-the-art head scans.
Yeah, I've heard of them.
Yes,
So they're
well,
new
according to
in
the scan,
1995.
his brain was completely intact.
Okay.
They thought it was a technical problem at the time, some kind of glitch. But the result was the same after 3 different scans on 3 different machines.
Would she
Eventually,
really
they
use a
had to confess
glitch?
That, they
That
simply
word, a
had no
glitch?
credible explanation for the state he was in.
Alright.
And this injury just happened to occur on the very same night he mysteriously disappears?
Indeed. I refuse to believe it was a coincidence.
Okay. But I don't really get that. Okay, so he disappears and gets an injury. Isn't that kind of like make sense that he disappeared? Maybe like that's why he disappeared, like because he was injured, right? It's not that weird. That connection isn't that weird, right? I don't know. Maybe I'm just not getting
Maybe
it all.
it was post-traumatic stress disorder? Grandpa always had a hard time showing weakness.
I mean, from the war?
I don't know, dear. I'm just speculating. I didn't think too much of it at the time.
Okay.
Joseph was a man of few words. I'm sure he just didn't wish to burden me with it, whatever it was.
But then so then he was like even viewer. He didn't, after 81, he didn't talk at all. So she's been like having no one to talk to. Okay, maybe she has friends outside the marriage, you can hope, but at least her husband, like for 14 years, that's rough. I like this so far. It's very much, it's not how game usually, like the protagonist in itself, just that you're like a kind of rocker and like you're a girl. It's nice. It's a bit different, and it's not just like, okay, we'll put a woman here just for like, you know, inclusivity measures. She's actually very like nice and well developed and interesting character, and I don't know, just like talking with your grandmother about like your childhood and like old memories, and like it's kind of a different way of getting into a story. I'm already suspecting this is going to be some kind of mystery, like some kind of murder mystery detective that you're about to solve. But it's called A Detective is Born, the game. Like that's the tagline. So you know that, but it's kind of, there's like a nice kind of different opening. It's not like, usually it's just like you open with a body is found and like the police is and it's nothing wrong with that, but it's just like a nice different kind of way of telling that kind of murder mystery story. It's very cozy.
What did Sheriff Truman have to say about the matter?
Not much. He said they simply found Joseph in that condition on the outskirts of town.
Right.
The sheriff was convinced there was some kind of foul play involved, but the investigation turned up nothing. He later said that he was sorry, but that he was forced to close the case.
You know, I could try to find out more about this.
You're welcome to try, dear. Some kind of closure would mean the world to me.
Okay, I think I'll head over to the sheriff's station for a little chat then. Would be nice to witness police doing some actual police service for once.
Yeah.
Sure, you go ahead. Let me know if I can be of any more help.
All right. So now we have a little bit of a mystery to solve. We have the actual going to the police station, and we have, you know, that whole thing. So yeah, it's a nice little start. So let's go to the sheriff's
Bye, Grandma.
office.
I'll be back later.
So long.
So that's kind of okay. You write up different stuff in your notebook, right? Here. And then you can basically, I guess, then ask people about all the things you have written up. Or like, they're written up, you know, by themselves, I guess. And when she told me this was written up, so then I can ask her. So it's kind of like general topics. And then I had like subtopics to ask under that, right? Like the police, post-traumatic stress disorder.
What really happened to you that night, Grandpa?
So then she thinks about it a little bit. Okay. So let's have a
It's
look
the
at
brochure that priest gave me at the funeral. The logo stands out, but other than that, it's just the usual church mumbo-jumbo. Washing away your sins, salvation, blah, blah.
So how
There's
does...
also an address at the bottom. You know, if I ever feel like getting my God on. Huh. Good old Satan. Better get his snowmobile ready for that day.
Okay, so I can kind of...
I have no idea why this isn't at the... Maybe because it looks like it could serve as half-decent toilet paper. Not that I need yet another reason for the Lord to strike me down.
Okay. I get the whole I'm a rebel thing. But anyways, I do like her, but it's just... Sometimes writers are a little bit too satisfied with like their own...
I shouldn't overstay my welcome.
Okay, fine. Like their own kind of things. Like everything she has this kind of witty retort to say about. It's nice, it's fun, but it can get overboard. It can be a little bit like too much. A lot of like narrative games I've played have this problem. Like they have writers that really like to write, which is great, but like you can do it a little bit too much, just a little bit, and it's like a little bit too much on the nose. But anyways, I'm gonna go to the sheriff's office and see what's up with my grandfather's weird disappearance / accident back in 81. So, sheriff's station. Let's go. Okay, young cop here. So,
Land of the free.
home of the brave.
A bunch of cops lining up for
Hey,
a photo.
Sheriff, what's the deal with that bum? What bum?
The one in the cell.
Oh, I'm listening in here. Yes.
Shit.
Who is the bum in the cell? Okay, let's...
Some young cop. Looks a bit familiar.
Maybe they went to school together.
Hi.
Hello.
About the same age, right? She's
Do I
21.
have to commit a crime to get your attention? Because I seriously will.
Ma'am, I'm really quite busy at the moment.
Oh.
Hey, wait. I know you.
Ah,
I'm pretty
I
sure
knew
you
it.
don't.
Yes, I do. You're Kathy. Kathy Rain.
yeah.
My reputation precedes me, in a kind of but not totally creepy way.
Aw, come on. It's me, Lenny. Lenny Marks.
Let's go with the honest approach a bit
I'm
longer.
drawing a blank.
Really? You don't remember us playing when we were little kids?
Oh yeah, that's what I
Not
figured.
really. Sorry, buddy.
Darn. Well, that's a bummer. Anyway, what can I do for you today?
Okay, so that's... I guess this is basically all I can... And I'm not gonna show him my stun gun. No, that feels stupid. I don't know if I have a license for this. Well, let's just talk about this then. I don't know. I do want to talk about with the sheriff, not like him, but this is all I can do. So okay.
I wanted to ask if you know anything about my grandfather's accident.
I really don't know much beyond the rumors.
Oh, what
The
rumors?
sheriff may have more information, but even he probably doesn't know anything that isn't in the report. It
Well, can I see the
happened before either of us
report?
worked here.
Oh, okay,
I
okay.
think I'll have a chat with the sheriff then.
Sure thing. His office is to your right.
Okay,
What's your opinion on this church?
might as well ask.
I think it's a nice enough church. Why?
I don't know. The priest seemed odd. Kinda pushy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get your point. But I know the guy. He's harmless.
Aren't
If you
all
say
priests
so.
like that though? Isn't that kind of their job to get people in the church?
Well, gotta go.
But
See ya.
she said something interesting that the logo stands out.
It's
Like
the brochure that priest gave me at the funeral.
the logo
The
stands
logo
out,
stands
but other
out,
than that,
but
it's
other
as
than
usual.
there's also an address at the...
Okay, I can't really see the logo. I guess it's these like 3 dots. Okay, but I'll just have to go there later. So okay, but she said the sheriff didn't work. Like neither of us worked here when the incident happened. So I guess this sheriff
Paperwork coming along, Lenny?
maybe isn't Sheriff Truman. So he didn't work
Photo
here.
of the sheriff shaking hands with some bald guy in a suit.
Right.
Probably the mayor. It's always the mayor.
Yeah, it's always the mayor.
Just some photo. I can't see it clearly from here.
So let's see. So
If you say so, boss.
so he said they didn't work here when that accident was.
That
So-
must be the sheriff. He looks grumpy.
Yeah, but that's what you want though. You want the grumpy sheriff, right? That's the thing.
Hello,
That's the
Sheriff.
part of it.
Do you have a moment?
Not really. Make it quick.
Okay, he looks like an asshole, but
Do you know what happened to Joseph Rain in 81?
He had a
right.
stroke in the woods. That's what happened.
If
Okay,
that's all there
that's what
is,
that's
why
the
did Sheriff Truman
official
open
story.
an investigation?
It was just standard procedure. A
Yeah,
general
okay,
occurrence report
okay.
always has to be filed.
I see. Did you know him at all?
No, I haven't been in town for long.
Hmm.
Man sure has one hell of a reputation, though. It's been over a decade since he was put in that wheelchair, and people still talk about the man he used to be. It's like he was a cult leader or something.
Hmm.
Sounds like a conspiracy theory to me.
Could be, but you know what they say. Things too good to be true usually are.
All right. Okay, so I can ask about the police. Okay, so he kind of said that he was kind of larger than life guy. So even before the accident, he was like a very well known guy. So he was kind of like known in the community even before the accident, enough that people like would still talk about it. So it's just I don't know anything about. Like she obviously doesn't know anything about her own grandfather and what kind of person she was. And is that connected to like maybe her father, like her father going missing and something? I feel the mystery is evolving. Okay,
Could I have a look at that report?
Absolutely not. They're official police documents.
Why not?
Isn't
I
there,
thought
like, the
filed
f-
police reports are public.
yeah, it's
record.
like the Freedom of Information
Not in
Act
this
or
state,
something.
they ain't.
What state is that?
Aw, come on, Sheriff. What's the big deal? It was a long time ago.
Yeah,
It would make this girl very, very happy.
she's trying to flirt with him.
Flirtation on an officer
Yeah,
of the law?
exactly.
Well, that shit may work on numbnuts like Lenny, but I got work to do.
Okay, okay.
But I'm family. Doesn't that count for something?
You consider yourself family. I've never even seen you before in this town.
It's
true.
complicated.
Guess what's complicated? Not to mention illegal. Handing out evidence to anyone who asks for it.
Right, I get the point.
Lenny, a little help here? Don't you agree that he's taking by the book too far?
Well, boss, she is his granddaughter, really. I don't think it's any...
Don't you think I know that? There are rules.
All
Am I
right,
the only one in here who cares about the law?
there
Too
we
much
got
coffee?
that
Try
line.
not to pop a vein.
You want to see the inside of a cell?
Oh, cuff me, officer. Spare me the torment of your rhetorical questions and veiled threats.
Just follow the rules like everyone else. I've had enough of this nonsense.
Okay.
Fine.
Kind of like her though. Kind of like she has a good kind of snappy attitude with like towards these kind of persons, but these persons of authority, like the sheriff and the priest. Okay, so basically, mission here is to get the police
There
report.
must be a way to get my hands on that report.
Yeah.
But I doubt asking nicely will do it.
All right. So now we have our first kind of clear task.
Lenny, I need you to do something.
How
What?
can I help, boss?
It's my mother's birthday this weekend. You'll have to get her a gift.
Okay. So
Gift? Like what? I don't really know.
so he kind of is a
Christ
bit of
sakes, all
a
moms are the same. Just use your imagination.
yeah, bit of a bully, bit of a jerk.
By the end of the week.
All right.
Okay, boss.
A medieval fortress near an ocean, probably supposed to be somewhere in Europe.
So is that also like Sweden
A
or?
medieval fortress near an ocean, probably supposed to be somewhere in Europe.
Okay, this is not the medieval fortress near an ocean. Okay, maybe they're supposed to go together. Okay. Anyway, I have to get this kind of
Various
police
notices
report,
and a wanted poster.
and I guess maybe Lenny, maybe could help me.
Lenny Marks. Sure, he's cute, but no.
All right.
Hey,
I
Lenny.
didn't ask.
Hello, Kathy. What's up?
Help me get the police report, Lenny.
Hey, I need to see the police report from 81 when my grandfather was found by the old sheriff.
I'd love to help, Kathy. The files are right here behind me. But you better check with the sheriff first.
But he won't let me.
Okay,
That's the whole
We'll
point.
do that. Well,
Okay,
gotta go.
See ya.
Okay.
Looks. I
Oh,
wonder what's behind those doors.
fuck! I clicked away. Okay. So.
How's the paperwork coming along, Lenny?
Okay, I guess. Maybe halfway through.
So I have to get that file somehow. Maybe distract the sheriff, or I don't know.
If I ever feel the urge to clean, I'll know where to go.
Okay, so who's this guy?
Looks like an incarcerated bum.
Okay, so maybe just some guy who was drunk and got thrown in jail to sober up or something.
Hey,
What?
Hey.
I can't hear you.
hey,
What? I can't hear you.
Oh, okay, I have to turn this off. Okay.
Thanks. That was getting annoying.
Yeah, it was.
no wanted posters. I'm disappointed.
Yeah. So okay, here's a lot of evidence, I guess.
Just a bunch of boxes
Okay,
filled
office
with office
supplies.
supplies.
Here are. Here are
They look
evidence
sturdy
lockers.
enough. Wouldn't be able to break them open without taking my time and making a lot of noise.
Okay. So that's not an option really.
If I ever need to find evidence, I'll know where to look.
Okay.
A jail cell. Looks cramped.
Okay, let's talk to this guy.
Hey,
Hi there.
He's in a good mood at least. Okay, so yeah, I have to basically distract Lenny rather than the sheriff, because the sheriff won't budge, and Lenny has those files behind me. So if Lenny leaves, I can get in and get the files. That is. Okay, but let's do some small talk
so
first.
why'd they put you in that cell?
It's all just a big
Sure it
misunderstanding.
is. Sure it
Is
is.
that so?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't mean to steal anything. I was just using my pockets to move the beer to the checkout.
Oh, okay.
That's the worst excuse I have ever heard.
For your
She's very
information, I
frank.
happen
She's
to have
very
a big fear of
frank.
shopping.
That you like that.
I take my last statement back. This excuse is even worse.
Hey, it wasn't your father who was killed by a shopping cart when you were 8.
I sure hope not.
To be fair, mine wasn't either. It was just Uncle Bob. But that doesn't mean it was any less traumatic, mind you. To this day, I still get nervous breakdowns at grocery stores.
Okay.
I think I've heard enough, buddy.
You're right. We should stop before the flashbacks begin.
So all these characters so far are very good. Like it's really great characters. Like, you know, they're kind of archetypes, all of them, and almost like stereotypes a little bit, but they're very memorable and they're very clear and they're very like they all have their very distinct different voices and they all have their very distinct different kind of just from how they look and how they talk. You understand a lot about them right away. So I think I really love how this is written actually. And it's like fun. Like you can see the one who's written this, they've had fun. They're not like trying to be like overly like pretentious or like overly deep or anything. They're just like writing a fun, exciting, mystery and like having fun with it. It's nice to play.
You need to keep the blonde cop out there busy for a while.
Okay.
I do?
$10 says you do.
I'd say my services in this matter are worth at least $20.
9.
15.
8.
Fine. 10.
7.
Deal. Okay. So,
She's
what am I
a
doing
good
here?
negotiator.
Distract that young cop in the lobby. I
Okay.
don't care how you do it,
Yeah.
as long as you keep him occupied for a while.
Okay, then. Let me know when.
Will do.
Okay, this was kind of easy. I'll try it
Hey.
now.
Hi there.
Okay, gotta go.
See ya.
Okay, let me know when. Well, how do I tell him when then? Alright, I'll...
Hey, the jail is off limits. You shouldn't be in there.
Oh, sorry. I just heard someone yelling. I think that guy in the cell needs some help.
Ah, what now?
Okay, I have to make this quick.
Okay, good work, good work. So search.
Okay, let's...
81, Joseph Rain. Oh, shit. I have to... Okay. An individual was encountered outside the few months for common space walking blind forward with his eyes open. Okay. So Joseph Rain, he did not respond from touched or spoken to. He appeared to be dirt from head to toe and wet up to his knees. Okay, so he was kind of like in some kind of state. Fiercely clutching a small tape recorder complete with tape. Being cooperative, he could be led into the squad car and transported back to town. Picked up Mrs. Rain and brought along with Mr. Rain to the emergency room at the community clinic. Upon routine inspection of the patrol car, a tape recorder was found discarded on the back seat, filed as evidence in locker number 5. So that tape recorder. So he was just like walking blindly with his eyes open on the road. This reminds me very much of Major Briggs when he's like taken away by like something in Twin Peaks, if you remember. But anyway, exciting stuff, mysterious stuff.
I'm gonna have to get my hands on that recorder.
Yeah, definitely. So I have to get into that evidence locker number
Let's find
5.
the key to locker number 5.
Alright,
Got it.
great. So far, not that difficult. But we don't know how it's gonna go, right? Okay, here's Lenny. So let's go.
How can I help, boss?
It's not very easy. It's not that hard to get in without Lenny looking. It's just his boss yelling at him. Okay, I'll just say thanks for the help.
Okay,
See ya.
Okay, I don't need him to distract him again. So, let's open number 5. There we go.
alright, got it.
So I got the tape recorder. Huh. And I got the police report as well. Okay, so I can revisit this. I like that you can have this little document thing going. So he went out and disappeared and just blindly walking, not non-responsive, and then he was like that, non-responsive for the rest of his life. It's so weird. It's also so weird that no one ever listened to this tape. Like if he was like a vegetable after, like you couldn't talk to him and all he had was this tape recorder. They didn't tell me your grandmother about it. They didn't like tell anyone about it. Something fishy here. Why was this like hidden away, not shown? Anyway. So should I listen to it here? Right. Let's... Okay, here we have this. Remove tape from dictaphone. Should I? Alright, let's...
Note to self. Remember, the perfect bouquet consists of 3 red roses, a blue violet, and 2 yellow tulips.
Okay.
I've been working on my research in the attic at night. I just don't want her to worry. She has enough to think about with everything that's been going on lately. With Sharon and Kathy. Anyway, I'm getting closer to finding the source. I have a theory, but I need help. I'm gonna have to involve somebody else.
Wow. This is starting to become a proper mystery now. This is very nice, very interesting. This is I don't know, I'm trying to watch the chat here. Like in my mobile thing, but it's not really showing up. I'm trying to see. Yeah. Quick, he will be back. Read faster. Oh, okay, it's around here. I will be quick. It's kind of about. I can't see the chat. I don't know why I can't see the chat in this room. Like in this. Like this is the chat, but I don't see it here in the cell, which is a bummer. Like let's see if I write something here, just if I will see it. I'm testing. It's not the most exciting. No, it doesn't even show up. Doesn't even show up on the thing. And now I'm hearing myself on the cell phone. Okay, anyway, I'll turn this off. Okay, let's go. Let's get back. So this is very mysterious. This is very Twin Peaks, I must say, with the tape recorder and like I'm getting close to the source and blah blah blah. He almost sounds even like Dale Cooper. No more play. Okay, so that was the last entry.
Note to self. Remember, the perfect bouquet consists of 3 red roses, a blue violet, and 2 yellow tulips.
So that's like 3 red, 2 violet, 2 yellow.
She has enough to think about with everything that's been going on lately.
So that's about me and my mother.
With Sharon and
Kathy and her mother.
Anyway,
so this is right when the incident was, when he disappeared into the woods.
But I need help. I'm gonna have to involve somebody else.
So this is interesting. So he has something in the attic, and he's close to the source. He's close to finding something, and that obviously maybe he found it or something found him. That's when he goes missing, and he comes back and doesn't speak and is kind of gone. So let's listen to the one before. We have this. There isn't anyone anymore.
Note to self. Remember, the perfect bouquet can...
Okay, so there only is that one message. Okay, let's remove the tape anyway. I have to find some more tapes. Let's go back into the attic. That's my one trace, right? So it's kind of good also. Like it's very kind of clear cut right now. It's very like I go one place and then it's like okay.
Hey, Lenny.
Hello, Kathy. What's up?
I don't want to ask him about the attic. Should I show him the dictaphone?
I don't want to show him that.
Okay, I can't. Okay,
well,
anyway.
gotta go.
But it's very clear cut from like as this far. It's very clear cut. Like you go to the grandmother. Okay, I should check that with the police, and you go to the police, and you get like the attic. So it's not like I have a bunch of
Kathy, wait.
options right now. Like I can go here, I can go here, whatever.
Food?
Oh, is he gonna ask me for a date?
I feed on human misery.
Oh, okay. She's such
Relax,
a hard
Lenny.
person.
Yes, I do eat food.
Oh,
Right.
well, great. Can I buy you food sometime? And also buy food for me? And then maybe we could eat the food together?
She's asking me on a date. Okay, so this is pretty fun. Okay, I like this. I'm gonna just be politely say no. I'm not gonna rub his face in it and be mean.
I'm really busy right now. Maybe later.
Oh, okay. See ya.
Oh, Lenny, he seems like a nice guy, but a little bit boring, maybe. I'm too cool for him. Okay, so now it's kind of starting to open up. Like I said before, it's very clear cut. I don't have like a ton of options right now. I don't have like any choices of where to go and where to conduct the investigation. I just have this kind of start. But we're still at the start. It's not like the investigation is like open yet, or like I even know what I'm investigating. So it's like game design wise, I think this is a good choice that they've made. Like it's still a very kind of one-way path. It's not branching in any way as of yet, but I think that's pretty well designed up to this point. Like you want the player to get on board with some things, and you want them to get introduced to the story and to the gameplay and so on. So it's doesn't really. I don't really mind that I've only have one way to go. I'm happy as long as I know where to go. That's the worst. If you have a game and after 15-20 minutes you don't know what you're supposed to do. Like here it's very clear cut what I'm supposed to do. So let's be polite and talk to Grandma about it.
Oh, hello, dear.
Hello there. You love the Grandma though. I love the Grandma. I love Grandma.
Mind if we talk for a bit, Grandma?
Not at all, dear. What's on your mind?
I have some shit to tell you, man. Okay, let's show the police report first.
I got the dictaphone already. I don't think there's anything else in there I need to mention to her.
But it's the police report of her late husband. Shouldn't you like tell it? Okay, I get it that it's not important to the case, but just like emotionally, shouldn't you wanna show the police report to your grandmother? Anyway, okay, I'll show the dictaphone.
Hey, Grandma, do you recognize this tape recorder?
Oh, yes, Mr. Dicto.
Okay.
Joseph used to carry that thing with him everywhere.
Okay, that's very Twin Peaks.
At times. It helped him.
Ah. So that's it. It's one part of it is a little bit like Dale Cooper, like Diane, you know, with the tape recorder Diane in Twin Peaks. But it's also actually very reminiscent of, if you've seen season 3 of True Detective, and that's the same. This detective, that's not a spoiler, that's you get that in the first episode. The main detective guy, he loses his memory. He has memory loss as he gets older, so he talks into this dictaphone to exactly for the same reason, not to forget things, not like to be able to remember. So maybe, you don't know, maybe the True Detective writers saw this actually, or maybe it's just like a very common thing that people who have memory loss do, that they talk into a dictaphone to keep track of their minds and their lives. I don't know. So let's show the cassette.
There's a strange message left on this tape by Grandpa. He describes making a perfect bouquet of flowers.
It's obviously a code.
That's
Come
odd.
on.
Joseph never used to give me flowers. I have terrible allergies.
Maybe it's some kind of code then?
It is.
Your guess is as good as mine, dear.
Well, it's obviously a code. 3 red, 2 violet, 2 yellow or something. It's very obvious. Okay, anyway. Attic.
Would you mind if I took a look in the attic?
I suppose it would do no harm. Come with me.
Let's see what Grandpa had in the
Thanks,
attic.
Grandma.
You're welcome, dear. Be careful now.
I think he has a lot of secrets, Grandpa. That's usually the case when you're in this kind of murder mystery. So
The bulb looks burned out. I'll have to replace it.
so do I have to like? Okay,
Nothing.
guess I have to find a light bulb now. I guess. Okay, let's use the Zippo light bulb.
Nah, it's drafty in here and almost out of fuel. Gonna need it for my...
Okay. So I have to. Do I have to find a light bulb? Doesn't really seem to be that I can like interact with anything as long as the light is out. So okay.
The bulb looks burnt.
Okay, let's replace the bulb. So this is a little bit of like a unnecessary puzzle. It's just like an obstacle to make it take a little bit longer
Free light bulb. Score.
for the player. But doesn't really add anything. Okay. Because it's not like very fulfilling. It's not like a hard puzzle
There
to
we go.
solve. So in that way, it's not very fulfilling that just to go and pick one up and go back. Like it's just menial. But anyway, let's forget about that and continue on with the investigation. Still like this. So here's a briefcase. Could be something in there, and we have some shelves and some drawers and a book and some drawers and some papers. Okay, let's look at everything in order, one thing at a time.
A worn office chair on wheels. I'm feeling a sudden urge to do a race.
So this was obviously like his workroom. So he was up here like doing his kind of own research work,
Various
whatever.
books and office supplies. Nothing in particular catches the eye.
Okay.
An old typewriter covered in cobwebs.
So it was a while since he used this. Maybe he never used them after that incident. Maybe he only used them like up to 81, which means this has been deserted for 14 years, this place.
Just some old bills. Nothing interesting.
Okay. What about the
A
book?
thick book about math.
About math? Alright, let's take it. What is this book? Let's read it. Secrets of Infinite Numbers. So there is like some book. Oh, look at this. Same color codes that he named. 3 red, 2 blue, 2 yellow or something like that. Okay, so the prime numbers. 3 red, okay. And here you have the Fibonacci numbers, okay. So prime numbers, that's I guess that's numbers that can't be divided with anything but 1 and themselves, right? If you any mathematicians watching, you have to correct me, but I think that's right. Fibonacci's number sequence is, I think you combine the previous two, so you have 1 and then 1 and then that's 2 and then 2 and 1 that's 3 and 2 and 3 that's 5 and 3 and 5 that's 8 and 5 and 8 that's 13 and so on. So that's 1, and then we have pi. Okay, so this is all the pi decimals. Okay, so this is clearly some kind of code that he left that I'm supposed to put in somewhere. Let's see. So I think this briefcase is where the money is. Okay. Locked briefcase. So I think I could solve this code by listening to this tape a little bit. So I'm gonna I have to check exactly what he said.
I've been working on my research in the attic at night.
This is
I
exciting
just
now.
don't want her to worry. She has enough to think about with everything that's been going on lately. With
Okay.
Sharon and Kathy.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm getting closer to finding the source. I have a theory, but I need help. I'm gonna have to involve somebody
That's
else.
also interesting. Involve somebody else. Who did he ever involve someone else, or didn't he, was he never able to because he lost his mind or whatever in the woods that same night? Maybe when he recorded this. So, but if he did involve someone else, who in that case was that? Right.
I've been working on my research in the attic at night. I just don't want her to worry.
But
She has enough
the
to
code.
think about
What
with
about the
everything that's
code?
been going on lately. With Sharon and Kathy. Anyway, I'm getting closer to finding the source.
He used to say.
Note to self.
Okay, here it
Remember,
is.
the perfect bouquet consists of 3 red roses,
3 red.
a blue violet, and 2 yellow tulips. I've been working on my research in the attic at night.
Okay.
Note to self.
3
the
red,
perfect bouquet
1 blue,
consists of
2
3 red
yellow.
roses.
3 red, 1 blue, 2 yellow. And then if I look in this math book then. So 3 red. Is that the first here then? Like the 3 first ones? 3 red. And this a yellow as like a it's only like, okay, 1. What does that mean? The first? Is that a 1 then? And then a yellow, and 2 yellow roses. So 3, 1. That's like the first numbers here, 3, 1. So you get how I'm thinking, right? I'm thinking, he said 3 red, 1 blue, 2 yellow. But that obviously means like something with these numbers then. So 3 red, 3 somewhere here. Like it's not obviously just the number 3, maybe the 3 first ones. And then 2 of these, the first of these. This I think is the hardest one, like 1 blue lilac. What it could be anything. Any one of these numbers. Alright, hang on. I have to listen to this once more.
There's a blue violet and 2 yellow tulips.
A blue violet.
I've been working on my
2 yellow tulips. Okay, let's see. So 3 red roses. So that's the prime ones. So that's 2, 3, 5. And let's go back into that math book. Have a look. 2, 3, 5. Well, like a blue could be like 2 or 3, but if it's only 1, shouldn't really be 2 or 3, should it? Like it shouldn't be that it's both. It should be one of them. And this is between both, so it's too unclear. It's like he put this on the exact spot. So let's just put a 1. And then 3 and 1. And if 3 and 1 doesn't work, then maybe 1 and 4. Because that's the first decimals, right? So, okay, I'll try a 1. 1 and then 3 and 1. Yeah!
Yes!
Worked. That wasn't too hard.
A leather briefcase sealed by a combination lock.
Okay. So, now solving, this is the more satisfying puzzle solving. Okay, so here's a lot of stuff. Envelope. Okay, basically just an envelope, okay.
A thick yellow envelope.
So what's in here? Maybe another tape? Anything else? Is that it? There is obviously a lot of other stuff here, like a map and some more envelopes, but I can't really interact with them. Okay, let's see what's in the envelope. What's in...
It's the envelope I found in the briefcase.
What's in the envelope? This is very exciting.
Let's see what's in here. There were 2 pictures, a newspaper clipping, a key, and a tape inside.
This is so exciting. This is so exciting. This is such a mystery, just like finding a case and then an envelope and like this small kind of clues. The key. It's always very exciting to find the key in a mystery, because a key always opens a door, of course. But it's just such a great little thing to get a key. Okay, let's read the newspaper
Tragic
clipping.
drowning in Conwell Springs.
Okay.
In early morning on Sunday the 14th, a teenage girl found dead near
Huh.
Conwell Lake. The girl is survived by her mother, father, and younger brother.
Okay.
The funeral service will be held at Conwell Cemetery on the 21st of July. The notice is dated July 15th, 1975. Tragic story. I wonder why Grandpa saved this.
So that's 6 years. That's 6 years before. That's 6 years before he disappeared. And was she born then? 75. Like she's 21 now, and it's 1995. So she would have been just born when this happened. This drowning incident. Okay, so anyway,
Grandpa in uniform with 2
let's
other men.
look at the other.
Something is handwritten on the back.
Flight training.
Flight training. McConnell Air Force Base,
Yeah,
1941.
So I could go there, the McConnell Air Force Base. That's interesting.
There's probably some way to enhance this back at school. I'll figure it
Ah,
out tomorrow when I'm back.
that's interesting. So
Looks overexposed.
something will be revealed here
I think
later,
I see trees in the
which is also a
background,
good
but
little
most of
device.
The picture is just bright white.
Okay, so there's something here. And
It's a
about this small key.
Fairly modern design.
Yeah.
No identifying tag, unfortunately.
Yeah, so this could go basically anywhere, but small. So it's not like a door, more likely to like a case or like a safe deposit box or something like that.
I wonder what this unlocks.
Yeah, me too. Micro cassette. Oh, there's a micro cassette. Wow. Okay, remove that tape and put in the other one. Okay, this is very exciting.
You've reached the Rain residence. Leave a message after the beep. Hello, Joseph, Mrs. Rain. It's me, Charles. I thought I'd give you a call. Erica just had her firstborn. It's a boy. Thankfully, he looks nothing like his father. Listen, I was thinking maybe you'd like to come and visit. And what about your little Kathy? Maybe she wants to see the baby. Well, anyways, I hope to see you soon. All the best. Bye.
You people make me sick. We're never coming back. Don't call, don't write. If you ever try to contact us, I will call the police.
Joseph, you there? It's me, Cocky. It happened to me too. And I'm not going to tell any of those bastards. They got it all wrong. You're the only one I trust now. Just call me back as soon as you can.
I wonder who this Cocky is.
This is very exciting. This is very exciting now. Okay, so the first one was someone who just had a baby. Someone who just had a baby and who was obviously friends with my grandmother and grandfather and who knew about me and knew that I was there, and they just had a baby. Could that be the one whose daughter died in that the newspaper clipping told about? And the other one was obviously my mother, after she and my father broke up, and she's maybe mentally ill or something. She's very angry obviously with them, and now she says she's in a mental institute, so we don't know what really happened to her, or if she's like angry at them for like some real thing they did, or just, you know, because she's paranoid or whatever. And then we have this Cocky guy who seems to be kind of in on whatever it is our grandfather was researching. Kind of paranoid as well, like thought people would be after him or whatever.
Mr. Bear! How did you
That's
get
my
all
old
the
teddy
way up
bear.
there? Good
Okay,
idea. You just keep watch. I'll do the searching.
right. I'm gonna listen to this one more time.
You've reached the Rain residence.
So this is just the answering message, right? Yeah.
Leave a message after the beep. Hello, Joseph, Mrs. Rain. It's me, Charles. I thought I'd give you a call.
Charles.
Erica just had her firstborn. It's
Okay.
a boy. Thankfully, he looks nothing like his father.
So is that
I was thinking maybe you'd like to come and visit. And what about your little Kathy? Maybe she wants to see
Erica and Charles?
Well, anyways, I hope to see you soon. All the best. Bye.
Okay. So I don't know who those are, but
You people make me sick.
this is my
We're
mother.
never coming back. Don't call, don't write.
Wow.
If you ever try to contact us, I will call the police.
It's rough. But
Joseph, you there? It's me, Cocky. It happened to me too.
it.
And I'm
What?
not
What?
going to tell any of those bastards. They got it all wrong.
What happened to him, and who were those bastards?
Just now.
Okay.
Just call me back as soon as you can.
And I don't know if he ever called back. Well, this is more and more mysterious, more and more interesting. So anyways, now we're gonna tell our grandma about this, obviously. But that will... Ah, that's true. But if you go out with a cop, you can snitch the file. Let's find that Cocky fellow. Alright, if you want, I'm gonna find the cocky fellow. I thought maybe I'm gonna have to end it pretty soon, the stream, but let's do a little bit more investigation first. So let's ask Grandma if she knows anything about cocky.
Oh, hello, dear.
Hello, dear. I do like Grandma. Now I see for the first time I see the chat. Serania. Let's find that cocky
Not at
fellow
all, dear.
in the
What's on
mobile.
your
I
mind?
mean, let's. What? Okay, now I'm totally at a loss for what she said. Okay, anyways, so I have some new topics to ask about. So I could just show her like some stuff and the key, and the math book, and the police report, and the dictaphone and everything. But let's just first ask about cocky.
Does the nickname Cocky mean anything to you?
It's a horrible
Sounds
nickname.
vaguely familiar. It reminds me of the aviator call signs Joseph and his friends gave one another. Joseph was vigilante. Can't count the number of times he got into trouble for breaking the rules. To this day, I have no idea how he always managed to land on his feet.
So it's like in Top
Must be
Gun,
hereditary,
right?
given the things I've gotten away with.
Iceman and.
Every time I wake up, I am genuinely surprised that I'm not in jail.
Okay, we get it. You're a rebel
I'm
badass.
sure it's not that bad, dear.
But to get back to the subject, you don't have any idea of who this Cocky is?
I'm afraid not.
So maybe it's
The Air
like
Force
cocky,
might be a
like
good place to
cockpit.
start.
Okay, so like let's go to the Air Force base, right? Call sign. So that's his nickname, like his Air Force nickname. So maybe someone at McConnell Air Force Base knows. Okay, so maybe about this drowned teen girl. So this is very Top Gun, right? So he's called Iceman and Maverick. Isn't that what Tom? What's his name? Not Tom Hanks. What's his name? Tom. I can't. Tom Cruise, of course, Tom Cruise. He is Maverick, right?
Do you
So-
know anything about a young girl drowning around here?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
It's the saddest thing. She was only 16.
So this is
She
very
never really knew the family. They
classic
preferred to
small
keep to
town murder
themselves.
mystery
Do you remember the name of the
Laura
girl or
Palmer
her family?
thing.
I'm awfully sorry, dear.
Although
I
Laura
just
Palmer was
can't
like
recall.
homecoming queen and
That's okay, Grandma. I
and,
was just wondering why Grandpa would have wanted to
everyone
save
knew
this.
her.
Joseph was always affected by the tragedy of others. Perhaps he wanted to do something for the family. In any case, he didn't speak to me about it.
Okay, so that at least kind of rules out that the person calling and saying like, oh, we just had a daughter and Erica just had a daughter and you have to come over, that's not the same family as the family of this drowned teen girl. Because like obviously the one who was calling and said like, oh, we had a baby, come over, they knew the family, they knew the whole family, knew them both. And Grandma didn't seem to know these people at all, so that's not the same persons, obviously.
Can you tell me anything about McConnell Air Force Base?
It's not very far from Conwell Springs. Joseph was stationed there for some time during the war.
Okay.
I believe they're still training young pilots there today.
Okay.
So, when did Grandpa enlist in the Air Force?
Oh, it was barely past the honeymoon when Joseph left to fight in that terrible war, together with his best friend Charles and my brother Andrew.
What
Those
war?
were nerve-wracking years. I was so worried I thought I would burst. Every short visit from Joseph was a joy, but he kept going back to the front, to my great dismay. When I told Joseph about being pregnant with your father, he finally realized that enough was enough. He had done his duty. Shortly thereafter, he returned to a quiet farmer's life in this very house, helping your great-grandfather with the crops until he passed.
So, what war are we talking about here? The Second World War? Vietnam War? I never saw Top Gun either. I just know that Tom Cruise was. They had these nicknames anyway. Okay, so I guess this should be the Second World War, right? Oh, scratching my beard. Maybe it's the Vietnam War, but that feels a little bit too recent. Like in that case, he would have been away like in '75 when this happened. So I would guess it's maybe like the Korea War or something, but probably it's the Second World War. the great generation, so to say.
I don't see a reason to ask her about that.
Okay, fine. She already told me about that. Okay, should I like show her any of these things? The photo of the soldiers.
Look at this photo I found in the locked briefcase.
Yeah.
Goodness, I haven't seen that picture in years.
Okay.
This was taken when Joseph was stationed.
Oh yeah, so that's from 41. So
That's
that's
him right there on the left.
that is World
What
War
about the
II.
other two?
I don't remember the name of the smiling man in the back. The gentleman on the right was Joseph's best friend, Charles Wade.
And that's the guy who called. Charles Wade. That's the guy who called in the phone in the thing. So I'm gonna ask about Charles Wade, but I will just ask her about maybe this first.
Rams, can you tell me anything about this picture?
The other things
It
anyway.
looks awfully bright. Perhaps something was wrong with the camera.
Yeah, okay, I know it's
Yeah,
overexposed,
maybe.
but
I
you
should
know
try to
like where it
figure
is.
something out tomorrow at the university.
Okay, so the newspaper clipping.
Do you know anything about this story, Grandma?
I guess she just did the
Not
same thing.
much, dear. It was
16
sad
years
we never
old.
really knew the
Do you
Yeah.
remember that?
Let me think. I'm awfully sorry, dear.
That's
Oh,
quite
okay.
alright, Grandma.
Joseph was always.
Okay, so I have to find out more about this story,
Perhaps
this kind
he
of.
wanted to do something for the family to ease their pain.
Yeah.
In any case, he didn't speak to me about it.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so I have to kind of find out more about this newspaper story from somewhere else. Maybe from the sheriff, or from like maybe some public hall of records or something. Let's ask about the key.
Do you recognize this key, Grandma? I found it in the attic.
I'm afraid not, dear.
Okay, so Charles Wade, tell me some more about him.
What can you tell me about Charles Wade?
Well, I do know he has made quite a name for himself since
Oh,
he
okay.
and Joseph went to war together. Apparently, he came up with some brilliant piece of engineering for the airplanes. They use it everywhere now.
Okay.
Any idea how to get in touch with him?
I'm afraid not, dear. I haven't seen him for years. He and Joseph grew apart before you were born.
Any particular reason for that?
Oh, not that I know of.
Is she hiding something here? Cause he called. He called here in the blah.
I already talked to her about.
Okay.
See you later, Grams.
Take care, dear.
So, like here, Charles is the guy who calls first in the tape, and they don't seem to have like lost touch here. They seem very friendly. So is that from like before I was born, or is it that I don't know? That this isn't the whole truth that Grandma is telling me.
You've reached the Rain residence.
Yeah.
Leave a message after the beep.
Okay, let's have a listen now.
Hello, Joseph, Mrs. Rain. It's me, Charles. I thought I'd give you a call. Erica just had her firstborn. It's a boy. Thankfully, he looks nothing like his father. Listen, I was thinking maybe you'd like to come and visit. And what about your little Kathy? Maybe she wants to see the baby. Well, anyways, I hope to see you soon. All the best. Bye.
Okay, so I don't know. Maybe this was him calling to like reconcile. Maybe they hadn't talked in a long while. It could be like that from how he's talking. They hadn't talked for a long while, and he's trying to reconcile. Because this is obviously from after I was born. Because he mentions me, or Katie was born. He mentions Katie. Or Grandma didn't know that they she thinks they had a falling out, or she's lying. Anyways, let's remove the tape and ask her about the tape.
Mind
Let's
if
see
we
what she
talk
has to
for a
say.
bit, Grandma?
Not at all, dear. What's on your mind?
I don't think we need to discuss that anymore.
It's obvious. It's info here that contradicts what she has said to me.
Bye, Grandma. I'll be back later.
What kind of
So
a detective are you? Okay, anyways. I'll go to the Air Force Base and try to find out about Cocky. Okay, let's go. Let's go. My grandfather was okay. He was a mechanic station at the base, never quit the country. He was a maintenance. Oh, cool. That's really cool. My grandfather, my great grandfather, I never met him at all, but he is from Austria, so he was in World War II as well, but on the wrong side, you know. So what should I do now? Like, I have to go to the Air Force Base, but I don't know. I don't know any station. I don't know any address. Okay, let's go to the sheriff station and ask, I guess. But why is the chat not updating? It's a bummer. Okay, anyways. Hello, Lenny.
How's the paperwork coming along, Lenny? Okay, I guess. Maybe halfway through.
Let's talk to the sheriff.
Hello, Sheriff. Mind if I ask you a few more questions?
If you must.
He might know where the Air Force Base is.
I don't need to ask him that.
Okay, fine.
Do you know anything
Hey, he
about the
could know
drowning
about
here
her.
in 1975? 16-year-old girl?
You have a memory problem? I told you I haven't been working here that long.
Okay.
Besides, even if I did, I wouldn't tell you. Juvenile cases are a sensitive matter.
Okay.
I don't need to ask.
Okay, he's worthless.
That's all for now.
I'll go.
Good.
I don't really think I'll get any more here. Like, Lenny won't know anything either. I have to go to the Air Force Base. Like, that's what I need to know. Oh, maybe I should look it up in the telephone book. Of course.
These should come in handy.
Yes, use it. Okay. So search.
All right, got it.
Cool. Okay, maybe we'll just call my. I'll look up
No
Charles Wade.
in here. Was worth a shot, but
Ah,
being
okay.
rich and famous and all, I guess he's got a hidden number.
Yeah,
No
that's
hit for Wade Industries either, but it was kind of a long shot for them to have an office in this small county anyway. I should try to get a hold of him some other way.
okay. So that's probably just like a gating mechanism. Like, I don't know if it's important to the story that he's like a successful businessman, but it doesn't really feel like that's very important. Like, it's more important that he knows something that my grandfather also knew. So this is more feels like a kind of typical like gate mechanism that like you have to, you know, find the sword to open the gate or whatever. Like, you have to find his phone number or address in some other way before you can get in touch with him. But anyways, I'm gonna try and give it a call. Could I like look up?
I don't have anything to say. Charles Wade.
Okay. So how do I wanna?
I should be able to use this for looking up phone numbers of people or places in
Okay, let's use the phone. Okay, so I can call these numbers. Okay, so I'll just call her and see if she has any news for me, my roommate.
Hi, this is Eileen speaking.
Hey, it's me, Kat.
Oh, hi, what's up?
Okay, so what should I ask her to look up? Maybe Charles Wade?
I'm trying to contact Charles Wade. You know, the industrialist?
Wow, really? Why?
So she knows
It's
him.
complicated, but he knew Grandpa back in the day. They went to war together.
Okay.
Must be super hard to get in touch with a person like that.
Yeah, I'm finding that out.
Maybe you could ask someone in the Air Force. If he used to serve with your granddad, I mean.
Yeah, could be worth a shot.
Okay, so obviously the Air Force Base is where we want to go. Maybe she could look up this drowned teen girl story. She seems to be a good researcher, at least. She like looked up where I lived and everything. before.
I'm trying to track down this young girl who drowned in the lake here.
Yeah, do some. She's also a journalist student like me, so.
person be to track down? They tend to stay in one place, you know.
Ha, very funny, E. I don't even know her name, just when she died.
Well, there must be some way to connect a name to that date.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, so maybe like stick on the date she died, and like look up deaths. That date. I guess.
I'm trying to find this guy, but all I have is his nickname, Cocky.
Well, what do you know about the guy?
Not much. I think he was in the Air Force and served with Grandpa.
Maybe you could try to find somebody in the Air Force who knew him then.
Yeah, obviously. Okay.
Yeah, that might be worth a shot.
Right. So I don't know if like I could ask her about everything, but I don't think she'll have a lot more information about these things. But okay.
I don't need to ask her about that.
Okay, fine.
I don't need...
Okay, so...
Okay, gotta go. Talk to you later.
Bye, Kathy.
Alright, so let's call McConnell Air Force Base. Let's hope someone is in.
McConnell Air Force Base, how can I help you?
Hi. I was just wondering if you had time to answer a few questions.
Maybe you should like say your
Sure
name.
thing, ma'am. Ask away.
She doesn't even introduce herself. Okay, so let's just ask where I can visit them.
What can you tell me about McConnell Air Force Base?
It's a very broad question.
Air Force bases in the U.S. established during World War I. The
Okay.
main purpose of it is to train fighter pilots. The McConnell Flight School is well renowned all around the country.
Okay,
In
he
the
was a
late
fighter
80s,
pilot,
the
my
school started
granddad.
accepting a limited number of civilian applicants due to the high demand. Some of the most famous
Okay.
dogfighters in U.S. history, such as Ethan Fireball Jenkins, Joseph Vigilante Rain,
That's my granddad.
Brett Xavier Myers trained at this very base.
So he's one of the
Charles
most
Wade's
favorite.
great industrialist did too. Some claim that many of his revolutionary ideas came from the former chief mechanic here, the late Niles Bloom.
Interesting. Thanks for the history lesson.
The late Niles Bloom. So maybe that's someone I should talk to. So my grandfather is like one of the most known fighter pilots ever.
What
I have to
can you
listen to
tell
this
me?
again. Okay.
The main purpose of it is in the late 80s. Some of the most famous dogfighters
Fireball
in U.S.
Jenkins,
history, such as
Vigilante Rain.
Fireball Jenkins, Joseph Charles Wade, the great industrialist, did too. Some claim that many of his revolutionary ideas came
So
from the
maybe he
former chief
stole
mechanic
some of
here,
his
the
ideas
late
from
Niles Bloom.
the old chief
Interesting.
mechanic. Okay, let's ask about Cocky.
Do you recognize the aviator call sign, Cocky?
Afraid not, ma'am. I know all the call signs here, and I'm positive it's not one of them.
Okay, it's not one
This
of them.
isn't current, though. It might have been used as early as World War II.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh, that's unfortunate. We don't keep any official records of call signs. The only option I can think of is to get a hold of somebody who was around back then.
Any suggestions?
The only person I can think of who is still alive would be Charles Wade.
That would be.
All right,
yeah.
thanks.
My pleasure, ma'am. Anything else I can help you with?
That would be Charles Wade, yeah. So, does he maybe know someone? How where I could get in contact with Charles Wade?
I'm trying to get a hold of Charles Wade. Would you happen to know how to reach him?
I'm sorry, ma'am, but Charles Wade is a public figure. He has explicitly asked us not to provide his contact details to anyone.
Of course.
Is there any way you could make an exception? I really need to talk to Mr. Wade.
No can do. I can't really help you out unless you have some sort of official business.
Well, I have official business. Like, I don't know how well this is gonna go. If I do this and he doesn't believe me, I could be like in trouble. He'll be angry. But like, just pleading like to the goodness of his heart, I don't think that if he like is a follow the rules type of guy, that won't work either. Right, I'll try this. High risk, high reward.
I do have official business. I'm Deputy Reagan. I'm calling from
Very
Conwell Springs
convincing.
Sheriff's Department.
Nice try. You know what caller ID is?
Okay.
You can clearly see
Alright,
that
let's
you're not
work.
calling from the station. Goodbye.
Damn, I can't pull that off if I call from here.
Okay, so I kind of know now I can call from the police station. I have to lure Lenny away again. Call from the police station and pretend I'm a cop, and then he'll give me the details to Wade. But that will have to wait for another time. That will have to wait for the next time This has been quite a little bit longer than I thought. I thought I would only play it for like an hour because it's late. But anyways, this was Demon Librarian. This was Kathy Rain. I think it's a great little game so far. It's a nice little mystery. It's exciting and interesting. It's very typical. It's very like your typical kind of everyday, not everyday. It's your typical kind of adventure game. But it's well written. It's fun, and like you really get a kind of nice sensation of like actually like playing detective and like solving a mystery so far. So I kind of like how they've built up the actual mystery solving so far. It's nice, and it has this whole kind of nice little, you know, Twin Peaksy vibe to it a little bit, and it feels like I just scratched the surface really. So it's very well. We'll see how it continues. I'll definitely play one more installment of Kathy Rain. So next time I play, it will be another Kathy Rain continuation, because I do want to know what's going on with this whole mystery. And that'll be that. And then I'll play another random game. So probably I'll play some more Kathy Rain maybe even later this week. Okay, so that's all for now. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.